YouTube, what's happening with it? Coming at y'all from Texas, man. Made it all the way out to Texas, man. I'm probably about 45 minutes away from where I gotta drop at in the morning. So, I figured I'd go ahead and shut it down. Relax for the rest of the day, and slide up to my drop in the morning. And then my orientation is Tuesday morning. I gotta be parked by 7:30. So I'm chilling for the rest of the day. I took my time getting here. Just taking my time. I picked up Friday. First of all, I had to go pick up the trailer from literally right outside of Atlanta. And right beside Atlanta Motor Speedway, matter of fact. The same road that is on. So I go pick the trailer up. I picked it up, I think I got there about 2:30 in the afternoon. They're like, we'll go ahead and find you a load once you get the trailer. I'm like, all right, cool. I picked the trailer up, and the lady like, well, I got a load, but it don't pick up until 7. So I'm like, all right, nothing else in the area, that would be worth picking up. I'm like, cool, I'm not really too much worried about, dollar per mile type stuff right now. I'm not too worried about the rates. I just want to hurry up, slide down here to Texas so I can go ahead and knock out this orientation, so I can go back to my part of, the country and get back into my own little groove. I just want to get this orientation out the way so I can start booking loads, hauling freight, making money, chasing dollars, that and everything in between. So anyway, I'm like, all right, there's no problem. I'll go ahead and take that. I ain't gonna say what the load paid. At this particular point, the money isn't even a factor right now. So I'm looking around in the area for truck stops, and of course, everybody knows you're not gonna find nowhere to park in Atlanta. Period. So usually my next little plan when I end up in situations like that, I'm just gonna find me a big enough parking lot to chill, especially if I'm not staying overnight. It shouldn't be no problem. So I was like less than 10 minutes away from a Hobby Lobby. So I went ahead and I drove right down the street to a Hobby Lobby. And one thing that I like to do when I end up in parking situations like what I just had to deal with is you can look at a satellite image of a particular parking lot just to see how big it is, see if you'll be able to swing the trailer around certain turns, dealing with the little trees and the little curves and the little islands in the middle of the parking lot. But one thing that you can't predict until you actually pull up is there going to be enough room for me to get in there, depending on how many cars is in the parking lot. So I do what probably makes the most sense. Instead of trying to squeeze into the parking lot, jumping curves and all that, I just take the little truck route, drive behind the stores, where the docks and everything is at. I drive behind the store, find me a little spot against the curb, and I chill late for a couple of hours. And then they had a little wing stop on the other end of the little shopping center. So I went ahead and I jumped out the truck. I go grab me a little meal for two is what they call it. About 18 wings or whatever, some fries. And I went ahead and bust that up, got back to the truck, chill out a little bit more. And I went down to, I pull off about 6:30 because I was like 10 minutes away from the warehouse I had to get loaded at. And by the time I got there, I actually missed the turn, and I tried to look at it on GPS or the little satellite image. And the roads leading towards the warehouse, there's two ways. Both roads, there's two entrances on a satellite image where there you see trucks and trailers and drop trailers and all of that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the quickest way because it makes the most sense. But like they say, sometimes the quickest way ain't always the best way. So I'm going up to this road and I take the quickest way, which is there's an entrance right off the road I was on, and there's a big sign that say no trucks, and it was blocked off anyway. They had a gate closed. So I'm like, all right, now I stayed in the turning lane. I just put my 4-ways on and I jump on the satellite image to see where's the next big place for me to turn around at, you know. Because I'm on a 2-lane road. And there was a Home Depot up the road, a Home Depot warehouse. So I drive up there, turn around, come back out, go back up, and I go back to the first road I should have turned down. I get all the way up in there. And you know what I'm saying? By the time all this take place, it's like 6:54. So I get, you know what I'm saying? I got like 6 minutes to check in, you know what I'm saying? Let them know I'm here for a 7 o'clock appointment. So I get in there, I check in. You know, I get a door and all of that. And the way this warehouse was set up, even numbers is on one side of the warehouse, odd numbers is on the opposite side of the warehouse. They're like, all right, cool, here's your door. Go ahead, pull around, find this door. If it's not on this side, it's on the other side. Once you get there, slide your tandem, drop, and disconnect. Find somewhere to park. We'll call you when we're done, blah, blah, blah. So I get in the door. By the time I get into the door, it's probably about 7:15, 7:20. And you know, the people was at the door with the door up waiting on me. So by the time I get in there, it's a tight spot too. There's not much room because they got containers and other trailers parked against the curb, which takes away from what, you know, the room that you would have to, you know, maneuvering back into the doors. So it's about 7:15, 7:20 by the time I back in. And as I'm backing in, other trucks is trying to back in beside me. And now I'm starting to get nervous because, like, you know what I'm saying, the way, since it really wasn't much room, it's like people backing in, they trailers is like, it look like it's about to scrub the front of your truck. So I'm sitting here trying to get myself situated. Meanwhile, I got to stop and make sure my truck don't get hit. I done been hit before, and it ain't that great. You know, it's downtime, it's money wasted. You know what I'm saying? And money lost out on at the same time. So I'm like, you know what? I see why they say disconnect, because there ain't no room. At least if you disconnect it from your trailer, I don't care if the trailer get hit. Even if it was my own trailer. Just don't hit the truck. Disconnect it, got out the way. You know what I'm saying? But by the time I got loaded, it was like 10:45 when I got the phone call that was done. So I went ahead, went in there, got my little paperwork, hooked up, checked out of the gate, and I went and found me somewhere to park for the night. But I mean, when I pulled away from the door, of course, I'm going to be nosy and see what's in there. You know, I can look at the bills and see what's in there, but let me see what I got. Man, from 7:30, I'm going to say 7:30. From 7:30 to 10:45 is how long I waited for that trailer to get loaded. And then I look inside, and 3/4 of the trailer is empty. It's like 5 or 6 pallets in this trailer full of peanut butter. So I'm like, the only logical explanation is maybe they literally had to load the trailer, the pallets by hand, and then wrap them in plastic. That's the only thing that makes sense, you know. But you know, I got out of there, found somewhere to park, and then I hit the road the next morning. Smooth sailing ever since. So I'm all the way down here in Texas right now. I took my time coming here too. You know, I took my time. I ain't no point in rushing when I got a Monday morning delivery and I took off on a Friday. I could have been a lot further than I was too if they didn't take, you know, all that time to load this trailer. You know, but it's all good. That's part of trucking. We all know that. No complaints. But I mean, I'm like I said, I think I'm about 45 minutes away from my drop in the morning. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop that, you know, get unloaded, turn the bill in, and I'm gonna slide down to a little truck stop for the night. For the rest of the day, I'll say that. Or matter of fact, I might pull into a truck stop and, you know, stock up on a few more drinks or whatever for my 10-hour break. Get a little snack, and I got some food in the truck right here already, so I'm not too worried about the food aspect. But I'm gonna stock up on some stuff, because what I'm going to do more than likely is the yard that the company wants me to park at is a leased drop yard, and excuse me, they're leasing, you know, a few spots, you know, for their own trailers. So I gotta be on the yard before 7:30, because a shuttle is gonna come pick me up at 7:30 to take me to their office, where I'm gonna do, you know, a few hours of orientation. The decal guys gonna come slap the stickers on. You know, they gonna run me through how to run, you know, navigate through and work their ELD software. I'm sure it's an app. It ain't gonna be no whole Qualcomm type thing. Run through company policies and procedures and all that kind of stuff. Learn how to turn in bills, blah blah blah. You know, just regular old company familiarization type stuff. And then, you know what I'm saying, once that's out the way, you know, I get taken back to my truck and I start booking freight from there. Booking them loads, making that money, you know. But that's pretty much it. That's the only reason I'm driving to Texas. You know, they was nice enough to give me a load here so I can make a little bit of money on the way. So I'm not driving empty, driving for free. And once I get that out of the way, I'm going back to the East Coast. You know, I'm gonna run my own little lanes. I'm pretty much gonna do a little triangle between pretty much just the Southeast. And when I say Southeast, I'm talking about a handful of states. I'm talking about North and South Carolina, Georgia, which is where I'm at, no further south than Jax, Florida, and I say Alabama. I'm gonna just run a little circle between that area right there. That right there should keep me moving. And then, you know, outside of that, I'm pretty much gonna try to do out and back runs where I can come home every night. I might do a few runs over the weekend just to make a little bit extra money. And then, of course, if I feel like going out further, I just, you know what I'm saying, I'll book a load, or I'll tell them, because I got the choice to have them dispatch me or I dispatch myself. But you know, I may go out a little further. You know what I'm saying? If I get bored, I'm like, you know what, I'm about to go to Texas again. You know, I'm about to go to the Midwest. I'm about to go to Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, because that's where the good money at. You know what I mean? But for the main time, I'm just going to stay in the Southeast and run me a little triangle until I get back in the groove and, you know, get into a good little relationship with some agents. And I'm gonna run it from there. And I'm gonna try to stay in that little area. You know, I don't want to go too far away from home right now. I mean, the truck running is good. This truck is running good. She's running real solid right now. For her not to have been driven in over a year, you know. But I'm gonna try to stay in the Southeast as much as possible. And in one of my last videos, I kind of talked about what my plan was for the truck as far as maintenance is concerned. But I'm gonna try to run this little area I got planned for about 4.5 to 6 months until I can put myself into a position to get the engine rebuilt. And then once the rebuild is done, I'm gonna hit the ground running. You know, this truck got 1 million 1 million miles on it. So once the rebuild is done, then it's playtime. I'm gonna hit the ground running. And then, of course, in my last video, I talked about, little things I want to do to make the truck look good, this, that, and the other. That's all coming too. But priorities, man, you got to have priorities. You know what I mean? You don't want to come out here spending money when you need to be making money. And then when it's time for you to use money you need to have for a repair, you ain't got it because you done spent it on other useless stuff. It's all about priorities and, managing your finances when you're out here. But I mean, I just wanted to run a few things, tell y'all where I'm at right now. And I'm probably going to make a video, if not tomorrow, I'll probably have one done Tuesday after I get out of this little orientation. Because the reason I'm debating on tomorrow or Tuesday is because I'm not going to do too much tomorrow. I got a 9 a.m. appointment. I'm going to go over there, get unloaded, turn the bills in, and I'm parking. I ain't got nothing else to do for the rest of the day. To be honest, I could have stayed home an extra day. But one thing about trucking is you never know what to expect. You never know what you're going to run into. So it's better to show up a little bit early than to, leave a little later and then something happens and now you're pushing your time, you're pushing the clock because you done ran out of your cushion. I got pretty much a whole day, for a cushion, as far as something possibly happening. But I'm in a good spot right now. I'm way ahead of time. And I mean, that's the way it should be, really. You always want to be ahead of time. You never want to be, don't leave with just enough time to go from point A to point B and expect that you're going to show up on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a 5 p.m. pickup and you live let's say you live like 5 hours away. Don't think just because you got a 5 o'clock pickup, okay, I can leave the house at like 11:45, 12 o'clock, and I'm gonna just shoot straight up because it's a straight shot up the interstate, and I'll be able to pull up in there by like 4:50. No, because 9 times out of 10, it's not even gonna happen. Traffic, construction, weather, whatever it may be, may slow you down, and you might actually get all the way there. But when you get there, especially if it's a big warehouse, one of them distribution centers, you don't know how many trucks may already be in line. This is a good example. You pull into a warehouse and you expecting to just pull up to the gate, to the little guard shack and check in. You expecting that to happen. But then once you get all the way, even if you get all the way up there with no issue, no traffic, no weather, no construction, no nothing, no accidents, no nothing, but you pull into the warehouse at like, 4:50, 4:55, and there's like 10 trucks in line waiting to check in, and each truck is taking about 3.5, 4 minutes to check in per truck. Not even that, but they also got to check the trucks, that's loaded on their way out. Checking them out, checking the seals before they pull out. So you got trucks coming in, you got trucks coming out. Next thing you know, by the time all 10 trucks then pull off, plus the trucks that are already leaving, it's freaking 5:15, 5:30. Because you done ran up your whole cushion. So it's always good to be ahead of time. That way you can use that as a cushion when things slow down. But I just wanted to run that by y'all, man, and just give y'all a little update on what's going on with me. So you may not, if I don't post something tomorrow, it'll probably be after orientation on Tuesday. And then we gonna see what's happening after that. Cause as soon as I get out of there, I'm shooting straight back to the East Coast, and I'm gonna start my own little circle, my own little lane, my own little money making lane. But that's all I got to say. Y'all be easy.